Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we're mowing the yard with a group of animals, our mob of cows, and Jan's here, and she's going to actually be asking some questions.
Yeah, it's just me in the seat, but I need to protect the camera.
Yeah, Jan was going to sit here, but the cows kept bumping our camera, so Jan's behind the scenes today. She's taking one for the team. But you got a list of questions from some of the videos that people have addressed, and so we're gonna go over some of those today.
Yeah, so I've got them grouped in topics, and I think it's appropriate since we're here with the cattle. We're going to start out with the cattle ones. So since this is a yard that we mow semi-regular, we don't see a lot of tall grass, but in a lot of your other videos, you have the tall fescues and the other plants. What do you do about that? Aren't you worried about leaving it all that tall? And could you make the paddock smaller?
Yeah, so here we are in May. We've just
Going into June almost.
Going into June, into May, and we're in the spring flush. So the grasses are literally growing, an inch to 2 inches a day with all the rain we've been having. And so by making, if we wanted to make the paddock smaller, what that would do, yes, we would get more consumption, and the cattle would take it down shorter. They'd eat more of the stuff that, the taller stuff. But what happens, folks, is when you do that, especially in the spring, your whole farm's getting away from you because you've got them in a smaller area. You're trying to get around the farm quicker, not slower. So in the springtime, we're opening them up, giving them bigger paddocks, moving them faster. And if the grasses get away from us and it gets real woody on us, we got a brush hog. We'll go in and brush hog right behind them. So never brush hog the entire farm off. When they come off of a paddock and it's dry enough, you can get in without leaving ruts. You can go in there and clip it, and I clip it, 7-8 inches high, and it comes back just super vegetated. But so far we haven't done any clipping.
And so do you do that only in the spring, or you do that all year round, or when do you do all your clipping?
Yeah, so the clipping, you don't want to do it too early in spring because the plants are trying to grow. The plant is, if you look at the plant as a baby, and you chop its head off in the spring, you've really retarded the growth for the rest of the growing season. Don't do that. You want the plants to get up and get started, get a good head start. And if you have a lot of seed heads and stems out there and the cows aren't eating it very well, go in behind and clip it. But I wouldn't clip pastures much later than, July, into July, because now you got August. Now, and I'm talking about Missouri. In August, we start winter stockpiling in August. Well, you don't want to be out there chopping down your winter stockpile. So I wouldn't, hey, you quit that. You don't want to be clipping your pastures in August when you're trying to grow fall forage and winter forage. It's going to keep you from having to feed hay all winter. So no, don't be clipping your pastures in the fall.
Yeah, because we see a lot of farmers around here.
They're doing it and just to make it look pretty, and all they're doing is costing themselves a ton of money. Now 9104, you got to quit that.
We might just have to fold that chair down because she's so. Well, I'm going to jump down since we've got one right behind you. So I'm going to kind of jump down now because we're talking about grass, and I've got a question down here. So, so what if you have, like, the grass has gotten really thick, you kind of clipped it, but it's still like the super duper thatchy. Would you burn that?
Oh, no, don't burn your grass ever. If you got grass that's kind of gets a thatch to it, you can increase your stocking density, put your animals on a smaller area. Now I'm not talking about in the spring, but in the summer, fall, or even the winter time, you can beat that up with these cattle. Don't burn your grass.
Well, they say you need to burn it every 7 years.
Well, if you burn it, all you're doing is promoting plant spacing. Your plants will get further apart. And with cattle, when you trample it on the ground with livestock, your plants get closer together. And so we're all, it's 864.
Yeah.
This is our pet. 864, you are a mess. Get out here. Boy, she's got a beautiful calf.
Yeah, she wanted to be a movie star today.
I guess. My gosh.
Look at her. No.
That's the first calf heifer, by the way.
Okay.
She's beautiful. Okay, go ahead.
But I think what people are kind of worried about, you start getting the woodies coming in.
If you got woodies coming in, and a lot of brush and stuff, I would just brush hog. I wouldn't burn. Burning will put you out of business, folks. It kills the soil microbes. It removes all your precious ground litter that you worked so hard to get there. You just burn it and put it up in the atmosphere. We're trying to get, the animals can sequester this carbon out of the air and put it back in the soil where it belongs. So that's me on burning. I wouldn't burn, no way.
So, yeah, and you're releasing a lot of CO2 into the atmosphere.
Yep, it's not good.
Okay.
We need to get away from that.
So when are we going to put the bulls in with our cattle?
So the bulls came out March 1st, and they'll go back in July 1st. So we're very unconventional in that respect. We leave the bulls in from July all the way till March, and the reason we do that, first of all, we have some fall calving cows, but also by having one mob of animals that we winter. Oh gosh, it makes wintering so much easier. When we're wintering a lot of bulls, we'll have 30 yearling bulls, and then maybe 40 that will be selling the following summer. And if we separate those bulls, that's a second herd that we got to move every day all winter long. We got to chop the ice for it, make sure they have water, mineral. Oh gosh, no, we're going to keep them.
Winter's hard enough without making it harder.
Without having two herds, no way.
So when you do put the bulls in with the cattle herd, you have lots of bulls, right?
We have a lot of bulls right now. Well, we just got through selling our first batch, but we've got, I think we counted them, we're at like 85 or 87 bulls in one mob. Yep.
So when you put the bulls in here, and do you have a lot of bulls riding the cows, or just one bull riding the cow?
The macho bulls, the dominant older bulls, the 2 and 3 year olds. I've got one 4-year-old. He is going to be sold this year, but those bulls will sort out a cow that's in heat, and they won't let another bull have them. Okay. But then if there's 4, 5, 6 cows in heat, these younger bulls, they're out there breeding those cows.
So how do you keep track of those calves who are sired by who?
I don't care.
Because?
I just don't care.
What if the...
Look at our calf crop. I mean, if you look at our calf crop, it's getting better every single year. And I'm going by how the calves look. And if I start seeing a whole bunch of dinks being real thin-legged calves, they don't have any gut, they don't have a butt on them, little skinny necks on them, maybe their hair coat's terrible, I've got an issue. I've got a big issue. She was sniffing on your butt, that cow butt. Anyway, so, watch your offspring. We only use our bulls basically once. We sell everything as 2-year-olds. So we're always bringing in a fresh crop of bulls. And so we're getting a lot of bloodline, new blood every year into our herd. And my friend from Africa, I got to give it to Ian. Ian, the first time he told me what he did, he turned in 750 bulls. Did y'all hear that? 750 bulls. It's like 3,000 to 4,000 cows. I told him, I said, Ian, that just sounds stupid to me. Why don't you pick out the best 200? Oh, no, he said, I can't do that. He got to let nature sort it out. So in nature, the bull that has the highest testosterone, highest sperm count, he's the one that actually settles the cow or gets her pregnant. The other wimpy bulls, they don't get to pass their genes on. That's the way nature has worked for thousands of years.
Well, and something my girlfriend Brenda and I were talking about today when we were working in the garden, deer have the ability to abort or a baby fawn
yeah.
if it doesn't want to take it. And dogs do too, and cats do too, have that ability. So I would like to look into to see if that's possible with cattle. I mean, if deer do it, why can't...
I've heard Gerald Fry, which is an old animal geneticist. I mean, Gerald probably forgot more about animals than I'll ever know, but Gerald always said a cow had the ability to select. If she got bred by 10 bulls, she got to select which semen actually impregnated her. Right,
which is what I'm thinking the deer and the cattle and the dogs tend to do that. So maybe that's what's going out here too.
Yep, I think you're right.
I mean, I don't know, but it's something that would be interesting to check that out. Maybe somebody out there can let us know.
Yep.
So, I know. Sorry about that. What happened to that calf that had the splints on it?
What happened to the calf that had the splints on it? The calf that had the splints on it is 100% well. You can't even tell you had a broken back leg. I put a piece of polyethylene on it, and then I used Gorilla Tape and left it on it about maybe 14 to 15 days. And I mean, it was a good looking calf, and the mother was taking good care of him, milking, had plenty of milk. And we finally caught him and took it off, and it needed to come off. It had grown enough, and I mean, the calf is unbelievable. You can't even tell you had a broken leg. So, yeah.
Yeah, good
Kudos.
job. Yeah. Something I wanted to, back to the bulls real quick. So we put the bulls in, you say in July, about the 1st of July.
Yep.
So what happened this year in our calving season? When did it start?
Calving season started April 1st.
But about a little bit earlier than we...
Yeah, well, no, if you count back 3 months from the 1st of July, that'd be 1st of April.
Okay.
So, yeah. And we had, basically we're at 102 tonight. We had another one tonight. We moved them across the road. We've had 102 calves in about six to 8 weeks. So, yeah.
So we're finding that they're
tightening up. Yeah, I like spring calving, and we've got some fall calving cows in here, but, if you take a fall-born calf and a spring-born calf, now I'm talking about mid-Missouri in our environment right here.
and the way we handle
The
it.
way we handle them, they're always grow out better. They make a better-looking animal. Now, we have friends up north. That's all they do is fall calving, and it works great for them up there. So, depends on your environment, where you're at. So, yeah. So I think that's a good place to stop that series of questions, and you can see the cows that they're laying down back there. We're going to go ahead and move them out of this yard tonight. They pretty well got it mowed off. There's a few stems left, but it was about 8 to 9 inches tall. We'd put them in here tonight.
And this landowner's gone right now.
Yep. So we mowed his yard for him. It looks great.
We fertilized it.
We fertilized it. And when the cows come out of here in 24 to 25 days, we'll probably put them in here again and mow it again for him. So,
do we have an event coming up?
yeah. So we have the September Grazing School coming up. That's September 9th and 10th. And I think we've already got it's like 30 some people signed up.
Yep.
So it's the third full almost already. I was telling people earlier in another video, don't procrastinate. If you want to come, you better get signed up because it's going to fill up. It's going to get sold out, and we're not going to have a second school. And this is a 2-day school. It's the first time we've ever had a 2-day. It's going to be a great school. We're going to be able to cover some things that we manage for in the fall, for the fall grazing season, fall stockpile. That little calf is licking your hand. Look at it.
I know.
What's the number on that calf?
137.
That's the pet's calf. Look at that.
I wish I could show you guys. He's just licking my hand like
Oh
crazy.
my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, he's rubbing your hand.
Yeah.
That's the pet cow's calf. Oh, that's unbelievable. He's licking
Docility.
Yep. Anyway, yes, and also we'll be going to the Stockman Grass Farmers holding a conference at Joel Salatin's farm. I'm going to be part of that. Myself, Jim Garish, and Joel, and I think Daniel Salatin, Jordan Green, I don't know, a couple other speakers. That's going to be a 2-day event. And
Then we're going to Tennessee.
then we're going to Tennessee, the Timeless Fence Conference. That's in September. And then I'd have the Jackson, Mississippi. That's the Stockman Grass Farmer Conference that I'm going to be.
All
It's a
right.
2-day school, multi-species grazing. So check that out. We're going to be posting some of that on our website here shortly. And I think that's it. So hit that subscribe button on the way out and that like, and we'll see y'all down the road.
Night, folks.